Hello everyone, what's up warrior students? Today I just wanted to talk with you guys about a couple of things that I think are useful in the new raid. I just wanted to talk with you guys about one build variation that I tried today but didn't really work out, and I wanted to make a little tutorial about the gearing because people requested that. So you see the raid footage in the background. Sadly, we didn't have Wind Fury or Hunter buff, so even though we are a pre-made group, we kinda never get the good setup together, which kinda sucks, but it is what it is, as they say. So for the first boss, I haven't really found a way to direct like where I get knocked back to, so I always have to kinda hope that I don't fall down. I don't know how I can avoid it safely. Maybe if you have the Warbringer glyph you can charge mid-air, but I don't have that one. So you see me here swim below the boss, and you can actually white hit the boss from down here. So white hit or heroic strike works. And then there is this little spot over here. If you swim there and hover, on the next knock up you will get thrown back onto the platform, which is better than if you would run up, because if you run up, the next knockup will most likely bring you back down again. So if you just use this method to get some white hits in, and shortly before the next knockup comes, you hover in this spot and you will get knocked up onto the platform again. This will grant you like the most DPS you can do. If you get knocked down anyways. If you have a method where you just don't get knocked down, or you can charge back mid-air, this would obviously be BIS, but if you don't, this method would be the BIS method to fight this boss. Alright, on the next boss, the turtle, you can see me here failing horribly and dying because I didn't really know that the balls on the ground here, the arcane bubbles, that they explode when they expire. And the explosion radius is much larger than the trigger radius. Like, to trigger those things you pretty much have to walk directly into them, but the explosion rate when someone else triggers them or when they expire is a lot bigger. So you just can't really stand next to those orbs, because the orb could expire and then you take damage, get knocked away, and a lot of the times you get knocked into another bubble, and then you could even get knocked into a third or fourth of those bubbles, and then you'll just die like I did there. And here on the third boss, there's really something really noticeable, other than that you want to move out of the freezing zone as soon as possible, because if you stand in too long you get frozen, which causes a lot of uptime, and therefore you want to avoid that at all costs. You can drag the elite into the freezing zone to freeze it as well, so it has friendly fire basically, this void zone. And here on the Morloc boss, I tried one build variant where I got rid of Quick Strike for Endless Rage, so that I can use more heroic strikes. But at the end of the day, I wasn't really able to use more heroic strikes, even though I got 20% more rage. And therefore losing Quick Strike wasn't worth it. And especially if you have Wind Fury, losing Quick Strike would be even worse. So not a lot of success with my build change idea here, but anyways, now I'm smarter. And then on the next boss you want to ignore the Wind Fury and the Molten thingy totem, and you only want to kill the Lightning Shield totem. And you do not want to attack the boss when the Lightning Shield totem is up, ever, because it hits you back kinda hard, and mana is tight on this fight, so you don't want to make the healers heal more than they have to. So therefore, if he spawned 2 totems and the next totem is Lightning Shield totem, shortly before he drops that totem, you want to stop attack entirely maybe, and having banked up some rage to kill the totem really fast also helps. And then on the Prime Ultimate boss, you want to be ready to interrupt because interrupts go a long way here, especially the shadow chains want to be interrupted, and if you can interrupt the mind blast, that's also really good. We pretty much have like a kick rotation, or not really, like we just call I will kick the next one and then we kick. Calling who kicks the next is especially important if you're a warrior here on this fight, because you first have to swap to your shield, which puts you on the global cooldown, and then after this global cooldown you can use your interrupt. So yeah, you have to know before you want to kick. If you swap your weapon, you always want to swap your weapon directly after your melee attack, because swapping weapon not only puts you on a global cooldown, it also resets your swing timer. So swing with your two hand, swap to your one hand and shield, wait for your kick, and then, or interrupt, wait for your interrupt, then you interrupt, and then you wait for one more swing with your one hander, and then you change back to your two hander. The first two people that get ported down are pretty much always the ones that stay closest. This is why I stand very close in the boss, so that I get ported down first. I don't know if this is really a nice thing to do or not, but we figured that we want to do it like this, so there we go. And in the last phase you want to stand as spread out as possible, especially on melee, and you want to have a shadow protection potion ready, like if your group calls for it anyways. And if you are an orc, shadow protection potion in the last phase is pretty much also the only way how you can use your orc racial, because if you use your orc racial in the last phase and if you take a lot of damage in this time, you will probably die, because the healers will not be able to keep you up, and even if they do, this would burn like just too much mana. And yeah, here on the last boss I haven't really much to say, other than you don't really want to have ads on 50% boss HP like we do in this kill here. And you don't want to get rid of the tank debuff after 50% boss HP. So when he reaches his shadow phase, you don't really want to summon ads, because there isn't really a need to. You just let the tanks take like 3 to 4 stacks each, or you can even let tanks die in the worst case, and then you can, if you have for example one DPS warrior, which would be very likely if you watch this video, you could for example mocking blow for 6 seconds and retaliation to quickly get rid of the remaining boss HP. And then if you have even more of tanks, a druid, hopefully you have a druid in your raid, maybe a cat, he can go and bear and tank for a little bit. And yeah, so I will let this footage run all the way through, and after this we can talk a little bit about gearing.